Okay, shall we start? So good evening all. Now today we have a topic on inflammation, antigen and antibody. Okay. So you will already know about the inflammation. So you know well about the inflammation? Inflammation is what? It is a complex biological process by which body respond to pathogen and irritants. Associated with the swelling of tissue, key player in innate immune response. So I have already told about what are the inflammatory symptoms are. There are 5 different inflammatory symptoms. What are those are? Redness, swelling, pain, fever. So these all are the symptoms of inflammation. Okay. So these are the what? These are the some signs which show that body responds against the pathogen and irritants. So whenever you have to get any type of these symptoms, then it clears that some response against the antigenic component goes into the body. Okay, and in which the swelling of the tissue is the one of the very important component for that inflammation. Now, all road goes to the inflammation. So by any mechanism, whatever the defense mechanism goes on in your system, that all the mechanism is ultimately end up to the inflammation. If the neutrophils are get activated, then also inflammation goes on. Monocyte or macrophages, then also NK cell, TLRs. So these all comes into category of cellular responses. Now in extracellular responses, you see these are the extracellular component, 3C component, coagulation protein, C protein and the cytokines. These all are the other component which shows the also comes at the end of inflammation. Now, what are the some features of the inflammation in which you see that the vasodilation and increased capillary permeability. Okay, so why the redness is get occur? Redness is get occur because your blood vessels are get dilated. And what is the dilation? The size is get increased. It is a normal blood vessel and it is the dilated blood vessel. So when the size is get increased, now it is get redness on that part because the blood vessels are get in some dilated size. Another thing, the swelling. Swelling is why swelling is get occur? Because the vascular permeability is get changed. Initially when there is a normal blood vessel, so there is no permeability is get occur. It is a normal blood component. But when it is get the inflammation, you see that size of the pore are get increased. And now the leakage is get created in the blood vessel. And it is another factor of how that something is get covered on those area. Okay. These all are the signs of inflammation. Vascular changes in which you see the vasodilation and the capillary permeability. And if the vasodilation get occur, then you feel the redness and heat and then also the fever. Fever is the, whenever the vasodilation is get occur, that is the ultimately end up to the fever. Capillary permeability lead to a swelling, pain and then after temporary loss of the function. Okay, so these all are the component through which the inflammation you can simply say you can feel it that some antigenic component is get entered and your body is trying to eliminate them and that is your body is start fighting against those antigenic molecule. Okay. तो एक स्टेज ऐसा भी आता है जब तक हमारा बॉडी फाइट कर रहा है तब तक ये सिम्टम्स सिस्टम में बने रहते हैं, लेकिन जैसे ही हमारा बॉडी हमारे इम्यून सेल्स उन पर विन कर जाता है then automatically we see that all these symptoms are get subsides. Okay, so this is what the sum of, and if it is not we get subside, like you can see that in the corona infections also कि हमने कहा कि फीवर अगर हमारा 3 दिन से ज्यादा हुआ तो फिर हमें तुरंत ट्रीटमेंट लेना है या एडमिट होना है. So that is what the 3 days is what? That is the period in which your body is totally free to respond against that antigen. And in which you can see that fever is get continuous. And whenever it is not get managed by the body, now you have to go for the some medication. So that is for the inflammation. Inflammation is the first sign, and if it is get overcome by the body, ultimately no medications are required. But whenever it is get a win-win position, then you have to go for the some medications. Now these all are the symptoms. You can see that inflammation it is already taken by the all this, that is heat, redness, swelling, pain, and loss of function. So these all are the signs of inflammation. Inflammation and innate immunity. So first is actual inflammatory response. What they do, they release some inflammatory mediators. These mediators go for the vascular permeability and dilation. Then this causes the activation of neutrophil and the macrophage, chemotaxis. Then it leads to a phagocytosis, and because of this the pathogenic are get removed. अगर phagocytosis हो गया, pathogens remove हो गया. But if not, it is get compensated by the pathogenic removal. Now we get the pro-inflammatory cytokines responses. Okay. So this is what this figure shows. There is a first is inflammatory responses came. The second is inflammatory mediators are get released. So you can see that most of the inflammatory mediators are released from the mast cells. So mast cells are those specialized cells from where the inflammatory mediators are get released. Okay, and then it go for the vascular permeability and dilation. Now this permeability causes the लीकेज इन द ब्लड वेसल. तो ब्लड वेसल से कंपोनेंट WBC के और आपके RBC जो है और भी बाकी जो कंपोनेंट है दैट आर गेट स्टार्ट लीकिंग इनटू द मेन सेल सिस्टम. देन दिस WBC और द न्यूट्रोफिल्स आर केम इनटू द एक्जिस्टेंस एंड फाइनली दे गो फॉर द phagocytosis and try to eliminate the those pathogenic component. So that is the what the how the inflammatory components help into the removal of any type of pathogenic molecules. But sometimes after this what happens, pro-inflammatory cytokines are get released, and this may lead to a overall things. Okay, is it clear? Mast cells similar to basophils in blood. Mast cells are present in tissue and release histamines in response to wound, infection and irritants. You know about the other features of the mast cells, sir? Any other role of mast cell?
The phagocytosis. Energy for
basically it causes the allergy. Now summary of this inflammation immunity: initiation of phagocytosis, limiting the spread of infection, stimulate adaptive immune response and initiate tissue repair. Okay, is it clear? So these are the some of the special function of these mast cells which will get occur. Now this is another very important message which is you can see that not everything about inflammation is good. ये जरूरी नहीं. अगर हम सोच रहे हैं हमारा inflammation क्या कर रहा है, inflammation helps to eliminate the pathogen. अगर ये यही काम कर रहा है then it is good jila. There is no problem. But whenever it is not be response as such in the elimination of the pathogen, So sometime it may become a deleterious for our own tissues and the cells also. And now then it will become the bad. So you can see in the animation, it has come with a flower with some cell component and shows that I am here for your protection. But when he captured that, get engulfed. So this is what the another feature of the inflammation. You can see that most of the time when our body start deteriorating after infection with the something, so that major cause of that is the inflammation. क्योंकि वो जो कंपोनेंट रिलीज हो रहे हैं, जो इन्फ्लामेटरी कंपोनेंट रिलीज हो रहे हैं, they start destroying your surrounding cells and the tissues, and whenever this has happened, it has become very problematic. बिकॉज आपके सारे अच्छे सेल उस पैथोजेनिक म्यूकोबल के साथ साथ आपके सारे अच्छे सेल्स भी उसमें डेड हो रहे हैं, एंड दैट इज व्हेनेवर इट इज बिकम नाउ इट इज बिकम अनकंट्रोलेबल एंड द पर्सन इज स्टार्ट इनटू द सम अनदर टाइप ऑफ द इन्फेक्शंस. नाउ दिस आर द गुड एंड द बैड अबाउट इन्फ्लेमेशन. सो प्रोग्रेसिव हीलिंग में हमारे पास some chemical irritants है, possible है, cuts है, stabbing है, trauma है, allergic reactions. So these are the progressive. And destruction में, so whenever the inflammation are get released, these are all the factors because of this the inflammation is get occur. कोई chemical आपके स्किन पे गिरा, inflammation होगा. जल गए तो inflammation होगा. कट हो गया तो भी inflammation होगा. कोई बॉडी का पार्ट ब्रेक हो गया, trauma case है, then also inflammation, allergic reaction हुआ, then also inflammation. So these all are the progressive way. But if it is remain in a prolonged way, then what happens? It has become a progressive destruction. Now this inflammation leads to a cardiovascular disease. This inflammation leads to a autism. This inflammation leads to a rheumatoid arthritis. You know well about rheumatoid. It is just because of your own antibody component is start destroying your own tissues. Autoimmune disease, neurological disorder, Alzheimer, cancer, these all are the component which is just because of the whenever inflammation is become in destructive progression. Okay. So this is another picture. It is a normal tissue. But whenever the chronic inflammation is get occur, that will lead to a overall destruction of the tissue. Now you can see there is a totally means your tissues are get totally damaged. Now this picture shows that chronic inflammation. In chronic inflammation, macrophages in the injured tissues. You have a huge amount of the macrophages came into that injured tissue part. Another very important thing is macrophage release toxin, especially ROS. You know ROS? Reactive oxygen species. So why they are known as the ROS, reactive oxygen species? Because these are the activated oxygen. When they react with any type of biological component, they convert into the free radicals. And whenever they convert them into the free radicals, now that may cause the destruction of the tissues and the cells. Okay. Chronic inflammation is almost always accompanied by tissue destruction. So whenever the chronic inflammation is get occur, it may lead to the tissue destructions. Now, chronic inflammation and tissue damage, these all are the things which have already been discussed. So chronic inflammation, activation of immune cell, killing of the host cell, tissue damage. So this is what it is happening in the case of the chronic inflammation. Chronic inflammation and cancer. As I told you earlier, कि कैंसर की कोई स्पेसिफिक रीजन नहीं पता है, लेकिन ये भी माना जाता है कि अगर कोई डिजीज आपके सिस्टम में बहुत लॉन्ग इन्फ्लामेटरी रिस्पॉन्स शो कर रही है, हो सकता है वो माइल्ड डिजीज ही हो, मे बी कोई इन्फ्लुएंजल सिम्टम ही हो, या कोई आपको इंजरी बॉडी में अचानक से हो गई और उसका इन्फ्लेमेशन बहुत लॉन्ग समय तक आपके सिस्टम में रह गया, सो दैट ऑल्सो वी गेट कन्वर्टेड इनटू अ कैंसरस मोड. ओके, सो ये देखिए से whenever the ROS are get activated, what this ROS can do, they can mutate the DNA. And when the DNA is get mutated, ultimately this mutation lead to this type of changes in the your nucleic acid components. And when this is happened, this type of the changes is get occur, that may ultimately lead to a cancer. Okay.
वैसे रिपेयर भी तो होता रहता है.
Yes, but there is a repair mechanism is there. हमारे पास इसीलिए तो बहुत सारी चीजें जो है ऑलरेडी प्रोटेक्टेड है. जैसे आपने बताया TNF है हमारे पास कुछ प्रोटो ऑन्कोजीन्स भी हैं जो हमेशा इनको साइट करते रहते हैं, और साथ में हमारे पास हमारे म्यूटेशंस को ओवरकम करने के लिए बहुत सारे रिपेयर मैकेनिज्म्स भी. ये सारी चीजें तो हेल्पफुल है. Whenever ये जो हेल्पफुल कंडीशंस ओवर हो गया, then only this may be happen. अगर ये हेल्पफुल मैकेनिज्म का बैरियर क्रॉस हो गया, then only this is happen. It is not कि आपका इन्फ्लामेशन हो गया तो अगर लंबा हुआ तो कैंसर ही हो जाएगा. It is not so. बिकॉज हमारे पास हमारे प्रोटेक्टिव मैकेनिज्म बहुत सारे हैं. इसी तरह से क्या ROS हमेशा हमारे लिए नुकसान कर रहा है? नो, क्योंकि ROS अगर बन रहे हैं तो ROS को किल करने के लिए हमारे पास ROS स्क्वेंजिंग एंजाइम्स भी अवेलेबल है. Okay, we have so many protective enzymes are there. We have a SOD, we have a vitamin C, we have a glutathione reductase, we have a catalase. So many components are there which are already there to protect you from the any type of the ROS activation. So these components may lead to a overall not to give their effect. But whenever these type of the component are subsides, then only it is happen. Okay. And when they are get subsides, you don't know. You don't know about the कि कब आपका ये totally function हमारा dysfunction में convert हो. Okay. So this is why.
Sir,
Yeah.
there is a prolonged inflammation or any kind of prolonged reaction in the body. Then after how much time does anybody wants to realize that it's an alarming flaw that they need to go for a cancer test or something like that?
Yes. Prolonged in the sense like each and every disease have some common symptoms. कि मान लो अगर हमने कोई इन्फेक्शन हुआ, सपोज फूड पॉइजनिंग ही होगी, हमें पता है कि फूड पॉइजनिंग में हमारे पास क्या सिम्टम्स जनरेट हो रहे हैं. हमारे पास वॉमिटिंग हो रही है, लूज मोशंस हो रहा है, हमने कुछ मेडिकेशन लिया, हमने कुछ ट्रीटमेंट चलाया और 2 या 3 दिन के बाद हमें पता चला कि ये सब चीजें अब नॉर्मल हो रही है. अगर फीवर भी आ गया तो भी हम मानते हैं कि 1 हफ्ते तक हमारा ये फीवर सब सबसाइड हो जाएगा. लेकिन अगर कोई चीज बहुत लॉन्ग पीरियड में वो आपके सिस्टम में बनी हुई है बट उससे आपकी नॉर्मल रूटीन हैम्पर्ड नहीं कर रही है, देन इट मे बी अलार्मिंग साइन. सपोज कोई पेन है, आपको सपोज यहाँ पे अचानक से पेन हो रहा है, बट ये पेन ऐसा है कि आपने हाथ उठाया तब हल्का सा हो गया, लेकिन अब आपको पता है कि हम तो ज्यादा हाथ ऊपर करते ही नहीं है, जब होगा तब देखा जाएगा. लेकिन अगर ये बना हुआ है बहुत लंबे समय तक, then it is a alarming sign. Don't ignore it. You first of all go and discuss with the physician that why is it happen and why this thing is getting prolonged. Don't ignore, because inflammation ऐसा नहीं है कि all the inflammation is get converted into a cancer or all the inflammation is get converted into some other type of the diseases. But depending is that whenever this type of inflammation is ignored by somebody, then it may be get problematic. Okay, ignorance ही सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है. हमारे इंडिया में एक बहुत कॉमन सी प्रैक्टिस है कि हम प्रॉब्लम से ज्यादा पहले बहुत सारे मेडिकल चीजों के हम सॉल्यूशंस बता देते हैं. आपको अभी हल्का सा सर दर्द होगा, 4 लोग बता देंगे कोई नहीं, आप ऐसा करो, काढ़ा बना के पी लो, शाम तक ठीक हो जाएगा. आप गर्म पानी का भाप ले लो, ये ठीक हो जाएगा, ये कर लो, वो ठीक हो जाएगा. बट इफ इट इज अ फ्रीक्वेंट प्रॉब्लम ऑफ द हेडेक or if it is a frequent problem of any other thing, so why not you go for the proper checkup for that disease? If it is prolonged or if it is happened in regular intervals, then first of all you have to go and talk with the physicians. That why is it so? And then only it is happening. If it is get ignored, now the consequences come into some other features. And this is what happened. So, not be get for the any type of the local medicine or not be go for any type of this type of treatment, but don't ignore. This is what the first thing about the inflammation. If the inflammation is getting chronic or prolonged, don't ignore. Just talk with the physician why this has happened and go for the some specific test also, so that you can get clear about in the mind that this inflammation is a very mild and it is get treated very soon and then it is over. Okay. Now we come to the another thing, that is antigens. The two terms is there, immunogens and antigens. A substance that elicits an immune response, either the humoral or the cell mediated, that are termed as antigen. Okay, or immunogen, दोनों कह सकते हैं. Anything which can boost up your immune cell to be get their activity, or anything which can elicit any response like humoral or the cell mediated, that should be a antigenic molecule. So, immune response generator are immunogen or antigen. Though the two terms are used interchangeably, there is difference between the two. हम दोनों को एक जैसा समझ रहे हैं, but इसमें थोड़ा सा डिफरेंस है. एपिटोप, अभी हमने एंटीजन की बात किया. हमने भी बात किया कि एंटीजन कोई भी है जो कि कोई भी इम्यून रिस्पांस को एलिसिट कर रहा है, सेल मीडिएटेड और द इम्यून रिस्पांस. और इम्यूनोजन दैट आल्सो वी गेट द सिमिलर फंक्शन, but there is one change in the both of these two. Epitope is a part of antigenic molecules. So the portion of an antigen that is recognized and bound by an antibody, either the T cell receptors, so that are known as epitope. Okay, in immunogen you doesn't find the epitopic component. Immunogen as a whole, they can be responsible for the activation of the humoral or the cell mediated immunity. But the antigens are not the whole of the antigenic component are responsible for that activation of the cell mediated or the humoral immunity, but their epitopic region, that the only a small portion which may be able to provoke the immune response, and that is known as antigenic determinants. Okay. So this is the some, like this is the antigen as a whole, but this antigen have the three different epitopic regions. One is responsible for the antibody A should be get produced, another is responsible for the antibody B is produced, and another is responsible for the antibody C is produced. So all of them are differed in nature because their activation lead to a different type of antibodies to be get produced. Okay. So this is what the epitopic component are, and these all are termed as epitope. So you can see this is the one epitope, this is another epitope, and this is another epitope. And all of these three epitopes are the part of this antigen. Okay, and these epitopic component responsible for the production of different type of antibodies. Okay, so this is the part of antigen. So epitope, the portion of an antigen that is recognized and bound by antibody and T cell receptor. One protein may be have multiple antigenic determinant. Okay, तो कोई प्रोटीन भी एंटीजन हो सकता है, लेकिन उसके एंटीजनिक डिटरमिनेंट अलग-अलग हो सकते हैं. जरूरी नहीं है कि एक प्रोटीन के पास एक ही एंटीजनिक डिटरमिनेंट. Now we have a two type of epitope, B cell epitope and T cell epitope. B cell epitopes are recognized by the B cell only, and the T cell epitopes are recognized by the T cell only. Another very important term, immunogenicity. Immunogenicity is the ability to induce a humoral and a cell-mediated immune response. Now, अभी हमने बात किया कि इम्यूनोजन या एंटीजन वो सिमिलर रिस्पॉन्स को एलिसिट कर रहे थे, वो बढ़ा रहे थे. एंड व्हाट इज दिस? दे इंड्यूस इम्यूनोजेनिसिटी, इंड्यूस, दे कैरिड आउट द इंडक्शन ऑफ द सेल mediated or the humoral immunity, and that is what the immunogenicity. Like इन दोनों का मैं डिफरेंस अगर बात करूं तो आप देखते हो कि हमने वैक्सीन लिया, सपोज हमने एक वैक्सीन लिया और वैक्सीन लेने के बाद हमें नहीं पता कि हमारे बॉडी में कितना इम्यून सेल या एंटीबॉडीज का प्रोडक्शन हुआ अगेंस्ट दैट वैक्सीन. बस इतना हमें पता है कि वैक्सीन के थ्रू जो एंटीजन हमारे बॉडी में आया उस बॉडी से ने जो भी एक्शन किया एंटीबॉडीज का प्रोडक्शन हुआ. बट आइदर दैट प्रोडक्शन इज हेल्पफुल फॉर द एलिमिनेशन ऑफ द एनी टाइप ऑफ पैथोजेनिक कंपोनेंट, यू डोंट नो. Okay, so the knowledge of that how much amount of the antibody production is required to remove the some antigenic component from the body, that is the immunogenicity. कितना आपको डोज चाहिए? हमने फर्स्ट डोज लिया, उसका सेकेंड डोज भी लिया. अब गवर्नमेंट कह रही है कि आपको शायद एक बूस्टर डोज और लेना पड़ेगा. So that is why it is they are asking for. They are asking because they know we require some more immunogenicity in the body so that we can overcome this infection. Okay? So हमें पता तो है कि एंटीजन आया, उसने हमारे इम्यून सेल्स को एक्टिवेट भी किया, but how much amount of these immune cells are required to remove this type of the antigenic component from the system, that is what the immunogenicity. Is it clear about the immunogenicity? So this is what the immunogenicity is. So some are the weak immunogens, कभी कभी बहुत कम चाहिए होता है, and some are the strong immunogens. Depending upon the type of the antigenic component or the immunogenic component we require any of these. What determines the immunogenicity? It is a very important topic. What determines the immunogenicity? अब यहाँ जो डिस्कस हम कर रहे हैं वो हमारा बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट है in terms of getting the information about the disease and the antigenic component and their effect on the body. These all are the factors which are actually determines the immunogenicity. पहला हमने बात किया फॉरेननेस का. फॉरेननेस किस टर्म्स में हम फॉरेननेस की बात करते हैं?
बाहर से कोई आया,
बाहर से कोई आया है तो हमारे लिए बाहर का कौन है? नहीं, हम स्पीसीज वाइज बात कर रहे हैं. हम बात कर रहे हैं कि फॉरेननेस अबाउट द आवर स्पीसीज. हमारा स्पीसीज है होमो सेपियंस. लेकिन हमारा होमो सेपियंस जितना भी ज्यादा फॉरेन कंपोनेंट के साथ आएगा वो उतना ज्यादा इम्यूनोजेनिसिटी. अगर सपोज हमने सबसे नीचे पायदान पे खड़ा है माइक्रोब्स, अगर माइक्रोब्स हमारे बॉडी में आएगा वो सबसे ज्यादा इफेक्ट हमारा देगा इम्यूनोजेनिसिटी का. दे विल गिव द मोर इन नंबर ऑफ द इम्यून सेल बी गेट एक्टिवेटेड. ओके, लेकिन अगर हमने सेम स्पीसीज का कोई कंपोनेंट लिया तो वो जल्दी इफेक्ट नहीं दिखाएगा. इट नॉट बी गिव द सिमिलर इफेक्ट. फॉरेननेस क्योंकि कम है, सिमिलरिटी ज्यादा है. Okay, so this is what the very important component. So for the immunogenicity to be get developed, we require that we have to get the more foreign component. Then we have to get the this immunogenicity. Okay, essential for the immunogenicity, self-responsive immune cells are eliminated during lymphocyte development. Okay, so this is what we have the hierarchy. जितना ज्यादा फॉरेन होगा उतना तेज हमारा immunogenicity response मिलेगा. Then size, bigger size है तो जल्दी रिस्पॉन्स मिलेगा, स्मॉलर साइज है तो कम रिस्पॉन्स मिलेगा. ओके, सो दैट इज व्हाई व्हाट वी हैपन कि हम किसी एंटीजेनिक कंपोनेंट को अगर डिटरमाइन करते हैं और उसका साइज छोटा है तो हम हमेशा किसी बड़े साइज के साथ उसको मिक्स कर देते हैं, एंड देन वी हैव टू स्टार्ट गिविंग टू द दिस, लाइक पोलियो वैक्सीन के केस में. पोलियो वैक्सीन के केस में पोलियो का जो वायरस है बहुत छोटा, उसका जो उसका एपिटोपिक कंपोनेंट है जिसके अगेंस्ट में सारा कुछ डेवलप हुआ, इट इज अ वेरी स्मॉल. नाउ व्हाट वी इंट्रोड्यूस some another immunogen with the polio component, and now it is comes in your body, so that it may give the more better immunogenicity response. Okay, chemical compositions, प्रोटीन है सबसे ज्यादा देंगे, then nucleic acid, then polysaccharide and lipids. So if it is a protein, then it gives the more, and if it is a lipid, then it gives the very small immunogenic response. So that's why proteinaceous molecules are the more immunogens, or proteinaceous molecules you can say it is the more better give the activation of your immune cells rather than the any other polysaccharide or the lipid component. Okay, then we have the structure, because protein है तो प्रोटीन में स्ट्रक्चर भी है, और जब स्ट्रक्चर है then we have to see there which type of the structure give the more important responses. तो प्राइमरी सबसे पहले, then secondary, tertiary, they play a major role. तो if the primary structure is there, primary structure को हम कहते हैं कि it is a totally denatured state of the any proteinaceous molecule. So जितना denatured component है it give the more effective response, क्योंकि वो सबसे अनस्टेबल होते हैं, और जो सबसे ज्यादा अनस्टेबल होगा वो उतना ज्यादा इम्यूनोजेनिक रिस्पॉन्स आपके सिस्टम में देगा. ओके, एंड देन आफ्टर वी हैव टू फॉर्म्स, दैट इज पार्टिकुलेट एंड द सॉल्युबल, इन विच द पार्टिकुलेट फॉर्म इज मोर इम्यूनोजेन देन द सॉल्युबल फॉर्म्स. ओके, so these all are the category which is very very important for the selection of, or you can also say these all are the very important for the preparation of vaccines also. अगर वैक्सीन भी डेवलप कर रहे हैं तो भी हमें इन सब चीजों का ध्यान देना पड़ेगा, अदरवाइज द वैक्सीन्स आर नॉट मेक इट मोर इफेक्टिव. देन होस्ट फैक्टर्स अफेक्टिंग इम्यूनोजेनिसिटी, difference across species, that is interspecies, and differences within species, that is intraspecies. So differences across species, then immunogenicity is get a very better. लेकिन अगर सेम स्पीसीज में है तो रिस्पॉन्डर नॉन रिस्पॉन्डर टू वैक्सीन, ये तो हम भी जानते हैं, ये तो बड़ी बहुत कॉमन है. अगर भाई हमारा आज के टाइम में अगर हम कोई ऑर्गन डोनेशन करना चाहते हैं तो ऑर्गन डोनेशन में हम क्या कराते हैं, क्योंकि हम डिफरेंट स्पीसीज कर रहे हैं, तो हमारा ये होता है कि जिसकी ज्यादा सिमिलरिटी मैच हो जाएगी उसमें हम इजीली ऑर्गन डोनेशन कर सकते हैं. तो वी वांट टू गेट सम सिमिलरिटी, तो जितना ज्यादा सिमिलर कंपोनेंट होगा वी हैव टू वेरी इजी डोनेट द कंपोनेंट. तो इसलिए जो है डिफरेंस विद इन द स्पीसीज अगर कुछ है तो वो हमें बहुत ज्यादा इम्यूनोजेनिक नहीं मिलेगा. ओके, और इसमें यह भी हो सकता है कि अगर इसके थ्रू कोई वैक्सीन डेवलप कर रहे हैं तो किसी में रिस्पॉन्स मिलेगा और किसी में रिस्पॉन्स नहीं मिलेगा. दिस इज ऑल्सो वी गेट हैपन. डिफरेंसेस इन डिजीज सिवियरिटी इन एपिडेमिक्स, ये आपको अभी भी देखने को मिला कि आपका जो एपिडेमिक्स हुआ उसमें कुछ पॉपुलेशन बहुत ज्यादा इफेक्ट हुए और कुछ पॉपुलेशन बिल्कुल इफेक्ट नहीं हुई. So that is another factor that some of the intra-species condition may also be get allowed for the this immunogenicity. That is the another very common factor, that is genetics and age. Genetics and age are the क्या कंडीशंस हैं एज वाइज और जेनेटिक वाइज. इट इज ऑल्सो, जैसे मैंने आपको बताया कि लास्ट टाइम पे कि Caucasian populations are more vulnerable than for the influenza infection. So that is their genetics. Whereas African populations are not be getting into that infection is so long. That is the genetic makeup of that both the population. Okay. Now we come to the other topic, that is isoantigens. Isoantigens means antigen present in some but not all the member of the species. So that are the isoantigen. कुछ ऐसे एंटीजेनिक कंपोनेंट हैं जो कुछ में तो है लेकिन सारे मेंबर्स में स्पीसीज के अवेलेबल नहीं है. सो दैट आर द आइसोएंटीजन. उसका सबसे अच्छा एग्जांपल है ब्लड ग्रुप. ओके, हमारे पास 3 ही 4 तो वेरिएशन है, ए बी ओ ए बी. ओके, सो दीज आर द ब्लड ग्रुप्स. तो कुछ में तो ये वेरिएशंस अवेलेबल हैं बट बाकी में एज सच दैट इज द वेरी कॉमन. सो दैट ऑल आर द आइसोएंटीजन. और आप इसका अगर हम दूसरे सेंस में देखें तो आप खुद देखते हो कि वी आर वेरी इजीली डोनेट द blood group within the same individual. Those groups are very common. इसके पीछे एक बड़ा रीजन ये भी है, जानते क्या? Why we are easily donate the blood within the our species? इसके पीछे एक और रीजन जो हम लास्ट टाइम पे डिस्कस किए थे वो है MHC. क्योंकि ब्लड आरबीसी के सरफेस पर MHC नहीं है. तो MHC नहीं है तो व्हाट इज हैपन. अब आप अगर अपना ब्लड किसी दूसरे पर्सन को देते हो बिकॉज देयर इज नो MHC, सो सेल्फ एंड नॉन सेल्फ डिस्क्रिमिनेशन इज नॉट बी गेटेड. ओनली what the things you have to get see, that is only the receptor which is available on the surface, that is group. अगर ये MHC अवेलेबल होता तो सारे इंडिविजुअल की MHC अलग अलग है. यू आर अनेबल टू डोनेट द ब्लड टू अदर. It is not possible. ये possible ही नहीं हो सकता. So you can see the how the nature is get select the so many things. कि if the blood is the one of the very important component, now one of the group is able to donate it to the other ones very easily because there is no MHC. और वहीं आप एक टिश्यू अपना कोई दूसरे को देना चाहते हो नहीं दे सकते because there is MHC, and as soon you can be graft your tissue to somebody else, you can find out the graft versus host disease. It has happened. You have to take in so many immunosuppressant so that you never will get any type of evoked immune response or inflammatory responses. So that is what the feature which is given by the nature. So blood group antigens and the MHC, that are the both of these are the isoantigenic component. Haptins. अभी हमने बात किया कि अगर हमारे पास कोई एक ऐसा कंपोनेंट है जिसकी साइज छोटी या बहुत ज्यादा इम्यूनोजेनिक नहीं है तो वी हैव टू ऐड इट विद समबडी एल्स, देन इट इज गेट इनटू द immunogenic mode or antigenic mode. So the haptins are those components. Haptins are small molecules which are non-immunogenic, thus could never be induced an immune response by themselves. Itself it is not be responsible for the any type of the immunogenic response. But when it is get attached with the some other antigenic component, then it provoke the immunogenicity. Okay. So these are some examples of the haptins. So these haptins are always get associated with the in the form of drugs. Do not elicit an immune response by themselves, but whenever attached with the some antigenic component, it gives the immune response. Now, antibody. You know well about the antibody.
Sir, yes.
Yeah.
Sir, if drugs is example of the haptins.
नहीं ड्रग्स जो तो केवल फिगर था. हैप्टिन्स का मैंने एग्जांपल कोई ऐसा यहाँ पे देने, बिकॉज हैप्टिन्स बहुत सारे डिफरेंट तरह के आते हैं। मैं बस ये बता रहा हूँ कि हैप्टिन्स कुछ स्मॉल प्रोटीनेशियस कंपोनेंट होते हैं जो कि अपने आप किसी इम्यून रिस्पॉन्स को प्रोवोक नहीं करते इटसेल्फ, लेकिन अगर हम किसी एंटीजेनिक कंपोनेंट के साथ मिक्स करके इनको ऐड कर दें तो वो इम्यून रिस्पॉन्स को बढ़ा देंगे। अगर कोई एंटीजेनिक मॉलिक्यूल छोटा सा है और वो इम्यून रिस्पॉन्स नहीं प्रोवाइड कर पा रहा है, बट उसके साथ आपने कुछ हैप्टिन्स ऐड कर दिए, नाउ इट मे गिव द बेटर इम्यून रिस्पॉन्स। And that is happen in the case of the vaccines. बहुत सारे vaccines में हम बहुत सारे haptens को add करके we can give it to the individual so that we can get the better immune response. Okay. Now antibodies. Antibody you know well. Plasma cells are responsible for the production of antibodies. Okay. B lymphocyte producing antibodies. Essential part of adaptive immunity. Especially bind a unique antigenic epitope also called antigenic determinants. It is well known facts about the antibodies. You know well कि जब भी हमारा B cell एक्टिवेट होता है तो B cell जो है प्लाज्मा सेल और मेमोरी सेल में डिफरेंशिएट होता है। Plasma cells are responsible for the huge amount of antibody production and memory cells remain as such into the cell system till your body is not be further get infected with the same antigen. जब सेम एंटीजन के साथ इन्फेक्ट होगा तो मेमोरी सेल भी एंटीबॉडी प्रोडक्शन शुरू कर देगा। अदरवाइज प्लाज्मा सेल्स आर ओनली द कंपोनेंट व्हिच रिलीजेस द एंटीबॉडीज। इट इज एन एसेंशियल पार्ट ऑफ एडेप्टिव इम्यूनिटी। अभी तक हमने जब जितने भी इन्नेट इम्यूनिटी की बात किया था तो हमने उसमें एंटीबॉडीज को नहीं लिया था। एंटीबॉडीज आर ओनली बी गेट ट्रिगर्ड व्हेन द adaptive immunity is come into existence. So that is what the adaptive immunity, especially bind to unique antigen. So all the in the previous picture I show you that when the epitopic component are get interact with the B cells, now they start producing the antibody against those epitopic regions. So each and every epitopic region give the different type of antibody production. Okay. Possess antigen binding site, members of the class of protein called immunoglobulins. What does an antibody look like? So any antibody just look like in this way. What are the things which is included in this structure? Two identical heavy chain, two identical light chain. Each heavy chain has a constant and variable region. Each light chain is a constant and the variable. So you see in this structure, you have a C means constant, V means variable, H means heavy, L means light. Okay. So there is a other than green and that blue component, you can see whatever the white component all over are, that all are the constant part. No change. Change कहाँ पर है? केवल वेरिएबल पोर्शन पर। तो जहां वेरिएबल पोर्शन है वहीं आपका चेंज है। तो हमारे सारे के सारे जितने भी आपके एंटीबॉडीज हैं उनका यही दो वेरिएबल पोर्शन पे ही सारा चेंज होता है। सो ऑल द चेंजेस आर गेट अकर ऑन द वेरिएबल पोर्शन इन द लाइट एंड द हैवी चेन। ओके, सो ये दो रीजन है आपके हैं। यू कैन सी दैट कि द फर्स्ट टू कंपोनेंट जहां वेरिएबल है, जहां से हमारा एंटीबॉडी बाइंड होता है किसी एंटीजन से, उसको हम बोलते हैं एबी रीजन, FAB रीजन। ओके, सो दैट इज द एंटीजन बाइंडिंग रीजन। These are the FAB region. That is the antigen binding region. FAB region. Fragment antigen binding region. और इसको हम लोग बोलते हैं लास्ट में जो आपका नीचे की साइड में है FC region. That is the constant region. So आप देखो, there is no change is get occur in the sequence of the these antibodies at the FC region. There is no change. Only the changes get occur the antigen binding portion. So that is constant and variable region. Now, antibody structure and function, as I told you, FAB, fragment antigen binding, and fragment constant antigen. So, this is what the fragment antibody antigen binding region, and here the FC region, which is chain. Okay, heavy chain, light chain, and this is a specific antigen binding sites are there. So, in those antigens, only the that having the specific specificity, then only it is get bind. So हम बोलते हैं कि जो FAB पोर्शन है हमारा highly specific in their binding. Highly specific in their binding means it is the ability to get bind to the specific portion and specific antibody. That's all. Not all the antigen can bind with the any type of the antibody. Only and all the antigen can bind with their specific antibodies. Otherwise not. FAB region, variable region of the antibody, tip of the antibody where it is get localized at the tip of the antibody binds the antigen, and specificity for antigen binding that is determined by the heavy or the light variable region. Okay? The circle you can see that is the FAB region, and that is this is the component that variable heavy and the light are the component which actually determines their binding. FC region, constant region, available at the base of the antibody, can bind cell receptor and the complement proteins. So it is another important factor कि जितने भी FC region है, they have the ability to get bind with the complement proteins and the cell receptors. Okay? So antibody exists in two forms. One is soluble and another is a membrane bound. So sometimes when the antigen gets secreted directly into the your extracellular fluid matrices is here, then antibodies are get directly bind to those portions, so that are the soluble antigen or the soluble antibodies. Okay, and another is membrane bound, in which they are get attached, the antibodies are get attached on the surface of B cell or the B cell receptors, और जब ये antibody के साथ bind कर जाते हैं antigenic component, then it is termed as a BCR, that is B cell receptor. So just you can think about कि अगर आपको थोड़ा सा अगर you can recall that how the B cell processing or the T cell processing is get occur. So what happens, जितने भी हमारे मैक्रोफेजेस हैं या डेंड्राइटिक सेल्स हैं या फिर आपके न्यूट्रोफिल्स हैं, what they do, they are acting like an antigen presenting cell. ये APC की तरह रोल करते हैं. तो जब भी ये सेल्स अपने सरफेस पर किसी भी एंटीजेनिक कंपोनेंट को लेके आते हैं, तो दे एक्टिवेट आइदर द टी सेल और द बी सेल. और व्हेनेवर दिस एक्टिवेशन इज गेट अकर, तो बी सेल और टी सेल भी अपने सरफेस पर कुछ स्पेसिफिक रिसेप्टर को एक्सपोज कर देते हैं अगेंस्ट दैट एंटीजेनिक मॉलिक्यूल, थ्रू विच दे आर गेट इंटरेक्टिंग विद दोज एंटीजेनिक मॉलिक्यूल. Okay, and whenever that interaction is get occur, especially in the case of the B cell, when these interaction is get occur, so when the B cells are get exposed their specific immunoglobulin on their surface, then it is get converted into a BCR. And now whenever it start interacting with the antigenic molecule, now they get undergoes into the another differentiation in which it is converted into a plasma cell, and now start producing the antibody against those antigenic molecules. Okay, and sometimes all the antigen which comes in directly into the fluid like the blood and tissue, they are the soluble antigen, and antibodies are get bind directly to the those soluble forms. So that's all. So I think that's all for this complete information. In the next lecture, we start with the another topic in which we